Hey, how you doing, Ozer?
Good. So I'm here with Savvy, Mr. Lauren Savvy, and we're gonna discuss, I guess, the beginning of how HD-ROC started for a few minutes here, and see how that goes.
Right. And I was dressed just like this when I was talking to Barry when I first met him.
Yep, and I thought, what a freak.
And we were we were on the computer, and we met at Tim Hortons. I wasn't dressed like this like Tim Hortons.
Yes, you were. You had your pajamas on, your Crocs.
Yeah.
So you certainly were dressed like that. And if not, you should be. Let's start it again.
Okay.
Well, let's just. Take one.
Cut.
Hey. So there you go. So what else do you know that I don't know?
I don't know nothing.
Okay. No, so we're going to discuss today. Okay. We're going to discuss. Just let everybody know how HD-ROC actually became about, how it started. A friend of mine, John Griffin, who I've been friends with for quite a long time. He's ridden bikes before. I never have really ridden bikes before, but I ended up selling a lot of memorabilia that I accumulated over the years. And
is this gonna be a long story, Bear?
You might want to have a beer. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. So I accumulated a lot of stuff over the years, and hockey cards and bobbleheads and you name it. I was a collector, you might say. Mm-hmm. So after a few years of having this stuff, I decided this stuff's sitting here and it's not doing anything. That's the thing about collecting. You collect it and then you have it, and it sits there, and it doesn't do anything.
Right, you just got to dust the shit, man.
Right, you look at it. Not to mention I moved about 3 times and had to carry 5 or 10 full boxes of this memorabilia around with me, and of course the memorabilia are the heavy boxes. Yeah. So anyway, I ended up selling a lot of it on eBay for about 6 months and accumulated a few $1,000s in the PayPal account. And one morning woke up and had a brainstorm that I'm going to buy a Harley. Now, that was, you know, certainly at that time when I had that idea that I'd buy a Harley, it was basically a dream more than anything else. You'd never think, just by thinking you're going to buy a Harley, that it would ever happen. But anyway, I called up John and I said, Tig, I have a Harley account in PayPal from selling some of my memorabilia. What do you think about that? Would you want to get a Harley as well? Oh, and he said, oh, Barry, I always wanted a Harley. I've ridden bikes all my life. I always wanted one. Let's do it. So, do you want to see how this turned out? And we'll start again.
No, we're here. We're doing it, man.
No, not yet. Because I've been stumbling, and let's just practice a little. No, keep going. Okay, fine.
Well, you can do what you want, but I mean,
it's the first time. I'm a little nervous.
Right, me too.
Okay.
I mean, this is people are seeing true shit.
Yep, in the studio here.
In the studio, right?
in the studio.
Like 2 rookies,
right,
with equipment, which is a no-no, right?
Right. that don't know how to work it.
Like you put technology in the hands of 2 HD rockers, and this is the shit you're gonna end
up. Right,
with.
and it's a good thing that we have simple cameras that we can use. Because
yeah, right, because you just push the button. Get a garbage pail to hold it out.
Exactly.
Like, man, we could have went out and bought a fancy tripod.
But hey,
I got a garbage pail right here.
What for? Yeah, absolutely. So, how's your beer?
It's good.
Mm-hmm. So where was I now?
What are you drinking? Rum over there and beer here?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't opened my beer yet. But, so anyway, I call up John. He says, sure, I'd love to get a Harley with you. So now I have a Harley account. That's what I called it. A mission. I sold a lot of my memorabilia. I want to buy a Harley. So I guess, I don't know. We set a date. This was in the spring, and we set the date for the end of the season. I believe that's how it went. Yeah, we set the date. So this would have been the spring of 2010, I believe. Or was it 2011? Either or.
No, 10.
Right, because we rode all. No,
Because
2000.
I met you. Oh no, it was 10. Because I met you spring of 11. No, yeah, spring of 11 I met you.
Was it?
Yeah, I bought this in
No, this is 13 now. I only had.
right.
No, it was
Yeah, I met you.
12.
Yeah,
Spring
I met
of
you
12.
Spring of 12.
Which was last year.
I bought this the end of July in 11.
Right. So it was the spring of 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the spring of 11, I called up John and I said, you know, let's do the Harley thing. He said, great. So we made a pact to get the bikes by the fall of 2011. Well, a couple of months after we made the pact, which was the middle of the summer, John called me up and he said, how do you like this bike on Kijiji, this Harley? I said, well, I like it, it's nice. He said, good, because I just bought it. I was like, you bastard. We're not supposed to do this until the fall.
We're supposed to do it together.
Right. In the fall and buy Harleys and give me some more time to get a couple more grand saved up to buy my bike. So he found one he loved, he bought it. The beauty thing was he kept it. He lives up in Madoc, and I have a trailer park up in. I'm on a trailer park up in Madoc with my trailer, and he always comes over and whatnot. But the beauty thing was I kept telling him after he had it on the road, before I had mine, bring it on in, bring it on into the park. I'd love to see it. Everyone wants to see your Harley. He wouldn't bring it in. He'd said, no, Barry, I'm waiting until you get yours and before I come into the park. So needless to say, a couple of months after that, I had enough money and I went and got my Harley. So that's how the Harley thing started. Me and John getting Harleys. We made a pact and we did it, which is very cool. I'm proud of that
Right.
we were able to both go and get Harleys. Decided that we wanted to do something like that. And so after that, we had the Harleys a couple of weeks or a month or something on the road riding around. That's when I decided I'm going to make a Facebook group. And with no intentions of it ever being anything, just a simple, you know, joking around kind of Facebook thing. Never thought I'd ever get members to join it, that's for sure. And you know, started it up and called it Harley Davidson Riders of Canada because of me and John buying Harleys. And maybe intended it to be Harleys only, but never really thought about it. And now everybody who rides and anybody who rides anything can actually, you know, come in and join in there. And that's the way it's been. And it's been a lot of fun. I've met a lot of nice people. So have you.
Yeah, it's been a blast. I'm like when I got my bike, I was going down east, and always wanted a Harley. Had lots of bikes through the years, and then started having a family, and you can't really take your kids to hockey practice on the back of a bike. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work. Mm-hmm. And so it was time to focus on the family and stuff, and I was always going to get another bike. And then retirement for me in General Motors came up really quick. It was I wanted to work another 5 years, but the way shit was going on, and I was going to have to bump out lowest man in a different plant because my plant was closing. I just said to Bev, piss on this, man, I gotta go. Can we make this work? And she said, yeah. So there you go, there's where the warden comes into play right there.
You took an early retirement?
Yeah,
Nice.
she gave me the okay to do it, and you know, we went ahead and did it. So at that time, I kind of wrote my getting another bike right off. Like I probably wasn't going to get another bike because I retired too early. And,
just with the cash flow and whatnot, you mean, right?
Yeah, always wanted a Harley, and never really wanted one because, like back in the day, they were a handful. You had to know what you were doing. You had to, you know, really learn. Like they leaked and they didn't, you know, people didn't care. People just bought a Harley because they were a Harley. Well, technology has changed that, obviously, you know what I mean? So I says, I end up, after 3 years of just sitting around, like nobody does retirement like me. I rock at it. Not HD-ROC at it, I just flat out rock at retirement.
There you go.
Nobody can do nothing as good as me, okay? Nobody. And after about 3 years, it really started getting to me because I wasn't doing nothing. I can do it tomorrow, man. I got nothing to do tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow never comes. So it was time to, I said to Bev, I got to get a job. I got to get something that forces me out of the house. And she says, it's starting to get to you, and I said, yeah. So I went out and I got lucky enough to get a part-time job working for the region and make pretty good money. And as soon as I got my first paycheck, and I said to Bev, as soon as I got in the union there, you gotta have me, you gotta be in the union. Right. And then I says, okay, I'm betting my bike. And I went out and bought my Harley. And I was originally just going to get a Fat Boy Low. I was in love with them. Just totally in love. Hate the exhaust. I was going to change all the exhaust over. And then I thought, you know, once you get on a bike against that, you're just going to keep on riding. Like, you're never going to get off it. So I started looking at a touring frame. And I was looking at the Road Kings. And I was looking at this. And I was looking at that. And, fell in love with the Street Glides. And thought, you know what? Why don't I get the touring pack on top of it and just get the Ultra? And man, it was the best decision I ever made. Yeah. Best decision I ever made. And because I was going down east when I bought the bike, I posted on Mackey's website saying that I was going down to this Wharf Rat rally, and at Longley as well, where I actually purchased the bike. And just a little bit about myself. I was a single rider. I was going down east. If anybody else was going, would you mind, you know, a fellow rider hanging out with you on the way down, just for company? And Mackey's actually was the one that got back to me and said, you might want to try a site called Harley Davidson Riders of Canada. They have a good membership, and
that's cool.
They're good people.
Yeah, they are in the group.
I looked you up on Facebook and posted it in there, and then, asked to join. You accepted me and said welcome, and I said thanks for opening the door and letting me in, and we've been best friends kind of ever since. And
absolutely.
And I've met a lot of cool people. I've had a lot of fun. Like, I can't count the amount of laughs that we've had.
I know.
And I know that this is just a start. Yeah. Like, there's going to be so many more.
There's a lot of riders out there that do ride alone. Yeah. And I found a lot of riders who I've gotten in contact with that ride alone are actually, they want to ride with other people. Right. They don't just always want to ride by themselves. So it's like another great example would just be recently, Kevin Borisic, who lives in Bowmanville, was up in Port Perry on his VTX, and of course Wayne Mackey, Hawkeye, he has a VTX, and right away they were both there at the Timmy's at Port Perry, which is a popular place. Everybody goes in the summer. I guess Wayne walked up to him and said, nice VTX. They started talking. Wayne gave him the address of HD-ROC or whatever, just the group to go and sign up at. The next thing you know, Kevin's in the group. I accept him and become his friend on Facebook as well. And before you know it, he's over at my house. He lives a kilometer up the road.
Was he the fellow that drove over the cold day to buy it too?
Yes.
Because I was sunning my tinted body down in St. Martin, and I'm reading this on my phone, and you posted it in the there's something wrong with that guy.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And I can hear you on the video saying, hell, I'm cold just standing near video.
Yeah, it was a windy, cold day. You could hear the wind in the video on HD-ROC, and it was a cold, windy day. And I knew he was coming over because he wanted to buy a toque. Right. So, of course, when had planned in my head, when he opens the door, I'm going to say, what, you didn't ride your bike? Just fucking around because it was so, you know.
That's right.
So cold and nippy and windy. And next thing you know, a knock comes on the door. I open the door, and there's Kevin with his helmet on. And I look out, and his bike's there in my driveway. I go, you freaking rode here? Holy smokes! So yeah, that was a pretty brave. Right. Now I know it's only up the road, but he said to me later he was glad when he came there that and when he went home that it wasn't any further than he went, because he was pretty darn cold.
I bet he was.
But it was really windy that day too. Yeah. But that's the stories that we have, and that people, you know, have a lot of stories and stuff. And we're going to get more people, other people to come in here and share them with us eventually. Okay, so Why don't we talk about the camaraderie that's going on in the group? Since we started this thing in August of 2011, Facebook group, it's amazing how many people have come forward to support each other. It really is, it really touches you. I'm going to give you one example. I know we have a couple we can touch on, but one example is Al Pattison out in Kingston actually put a post in HD-ROC. Anybody that is stranded out in Kingston area with their bike, I believe he has a trailer or a truck to come help them. You're more than welcome to stay at his house. He's got tools to work on your bike or to do whatever. And all he said in his post was, you know, if anyone's stranded, come help me. Let me get in contact with me through Facebook or whatever, and I'll come help you out. Which is absolutely amazing that people come forward and offer that. Now, to find that link for Al Pattison, you just go to the main page of HD-ROC and click on Files in the top right corner. You'll see a bunch of files in there, and one says Al Pattison's or Stranded in Kingston or Rescue in Kingston. Al Pattison.
Yeah, it might be Rescue in Kingston if I remember correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you click on that link and email him, or maybe what I'll do is see if he'll put his number in there as well. I know another example is Sean Gander, who also has a link and who came forward and posted in HD-ROC. Anybody in the, what is it, Kincardine? Kincardine area. Anybody in the Kincardine area can that needs help and is stranded, excuse me, can also you know, call him up. He actually put his numbers in there, which is amazing. Can call him up and he'll come and help you, anybody that's in the Kincardine area as well. So the camaraderie is quite good.
Yeah, and don't forget about Wayne either.
I'm not going to forget about Wayne. I want to tell that story actually about Wayne.
Okay.
And it's amazing how this story came about. One day I was working, I believe in Whitby or Oshawa or somewhere, maybe even in Scarborough, I don't remember. It was last year.
You were in Whitby.
I was in Whitby working, and you were out on a ride with Dave. Why don't you tell me about it? You were there.
I can't remember exactly what we were doing.
Who were you expecting a call from?
Nobody.
Prime Minister?
I was just seeing if I could get into the files through my phone to see if I could get information.
Well,
and I don't have the
you have to know how to work that thing first.
Yeah,
before you can get in anywhere. So,
okay.
You know, if why don't we...
Well, the next time I need help, I'll call you.
Well, don't do that.
I mean, these people just seen us trying to figure out a date when we met, and we couldn't even handle that.
Yeah, I don't even know what year...
Maybe we'll hire somebody.
Yeah, we have to write this stuff down.
Okay, but, I think we were just like going for like a cheap smoke and cheap gas ride, but we figured instead of just going up to Port Perry, we'd just go east out to where his buddy Hammer lives. And we weren't going to meet Hammer or anything like that. We were just going out there to get some of me and Dave.
Oh, okay.
Going out to just get cheap smokes and different, you know, a country ride, a different place, right?
So where'd you leave from then?
I think we met at Tim Hortons.
In Bowmanville?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was waiting at Tim Hortons for him, and he come down and pulled in. And what did he do? He backed it in right into an oil slick. Some car had leaked oil.
Oh no.
So he locks the front brake and gives her gas and lets the clutch out and just does the burn all the oil off the back tire.
That's not like Dave.
No, it's not at all. Like I was like just dumbfounded because he doesn't do that shit, you know.
Of course not.
So anyway, away we went, and we were riding along County Road 9, I think it was. Yeah, County Road 9. We were just about at County Road 10, which will take you up to Bethany. And or no, Millbrook, and some frickin' idiot in a car is doing like 10 kilometers an hour.
Don't you love that?
Just pissing us off, and then we were just about to go around him when this guy decided to turn or something, and then he knew he was pissing us off, and he slammed on the brakes, and it became like just a big cluster.
A war.
Yeah, right there at this intersection of
okay.
County Road 9 and County Road 10 going north. And anyway, he went, we yelled a few obscenities, and away we went. Well, as we get a little farther up, now we're up to Highway 28, remember where we had chips and that?
Yep.
That there's a chip truck there in the corner. We go across because we're going towards, can't remember the name of the place, up where Rhinos is. Okay? So we just go, Beauty, right. We just crossed 28.
Yep.
And Dave says, something's wrong, like something's wrong. And he's giving it gas, but it doesn't have any throttle, probably because the rim is spinning on the tire, like it just wasn't right. So now we just kind of coast and come up to a stop at the corner, and that's when we called you. But we realized he ran over something. He had it flat, so we started checking. And after we called you for help, then we started checking. It turned out it was a roofing nail.
Wow, isn't it?
So we call a roofer.
Yeah.
To come and help us, and we ran over a roofing nail.
Right.
And yeah, so I left him waiting there. I think the cops come by and seen him too, or somebody did. I went down into Port Hope and got us a coffee.
Yeah.
And came back. And
so I get a phone call saying, Barry, do you know anyone with a truck or a trailer or whatever? I'm stranded out here with a flat tire with Lauren, and I can't move my bike.
Right.
And of course, it isn't a little bike you can push around, that's for sure. It's a big 1800 VTX.
Yeah.
So, so I get the phone call, so I empty out my truck in Whitby and go out to Port Hope, or what was it, Port Hope? I believe somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's north of Port Hope. It was right at Butley.
So anyway, I go out there, and sure enough, these two are stranded on the side of the road, and we set up the ramps, and took 10 minutes to get everything set up, and Lauren got on the bike, and we were trying to get it, turn the bike on, and trying to, you know, slowly.
Right, we knew we couldn't push it up there.
No, couldn't push it.
It was too high of a ramp, and it was too heavy, so
it was
I got on it with the throttle on.
It was definitely a redneck setup, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
A redneck setup with the ramps. First of all, I have these steel 6-foot ramps, and I wasn't even sure if they were going to hold the bike.
Right.
So it was quite a
couple
redneck.
Of tie straps and.
Yeah,
we got her done.
Yeah. So anyway, Lauren gets on the bike, and me and Dave are behind pushing it up, and we're thinking, holy smokes, there's about this much room between the top. Well, of course, on the back of my van's a little bracket that sits down on the back where the two doors hitch onto when they close. So there's probably this much room between your head and that bracket, and you're all bent down like this. I believe Dave even took the windshields and everything off to get it in there.
Right, yeah. We figured we had to take it off, and I think he was right. Like, when I was sitting on it and giving it a little bit of clutch and throttle, and you guys are balancing it going up into the trailer,
yeah,
like, you know, my head was probably right even with the handlebars, and I don't know what the clearance was, but it wasn't much.
It was scary. Let's just say if that bike would have took off into that van,
my hand slipped off the clutch.
Your head would have hit the top.
Yeah, it would have left a mark.
Might look a little better than you do now. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, you're not.
So, needless to say, we get the bike into the van, and we get it down to Clarington Cycle, and Dave gets it fixed. Well, after we posted the pictures and whatever what exactly happened that day, Wayne Mackey, Hawkeye, decides he's going to build a rescue trailer for HD-ROC. So lo and behold, he goes out, he buys all the material, the struts, the runners, the ramp, the tires, the hitch, the whole 9 yards. He even mounted a little toolbox on the thing. It's just a wonderful little trailer. And this is going back to the camaraderie of people in the group. He took it upon himself to actually build a rescue trailer for HD-ROC. So if anybody's ever stranded, the rescue trailer is actually in my backyard. If anyone ever wants to use it, all we ask is donate 20 bucks to us. We'll give it to Sick Kids. So it'll go in our Sick Kids fund, and we'll hand it in at this Mackey Sick Kids run. It's already been used 3 times, and we already have 60 bucks to go to Mackey Sick Kids this year in August. So so there's a, you know, touching on the camaraderie of the people in the group. What a gesture to actually go out and build, not buy one, but build from scratch a rescue trailer for anyone that needs it. Right. So these are the kind of folks that we're running into as time goes on in the group. Yeah. So it's a wonderful.
And I like numerous times I've seen Wayne offers help on the site to anybody that needs help doing anything, whether they need to modify something or
absolutely
or whatever. If he's got the time and you know what you want and he's capable of doing it, then he'll get her done.
And he's very, you know, he really knows what he's doing. He's got a lot of experience with welding and working on stuff. He can do anything.
Right.
So he's
yeah, he even built you a chair. An HD-ROC
He
chair?
built a big skull chair, HD-ROC skull chair. So I have that up at the trailer.
Yeah.
And so it's been a good venture, and it's amazing to know that, you know, wherever you are, if something happens, east, west, mid, you know, central Ontario, if anything happens while you're out riding, get in contact with any one of us. I think a lot of people have my number as well, and we'll make sure we take care of you. Yeah. You know, we're not going to ask for anything. We don't want nothing. We just want to, you know, come out and make sure that you're not stranded, because there's no worse feeling.
That's right.
I've been stranded 3 or 4 times on the side of the road, and there's no worse feeling.
Yeah, I mean, it's different if you break down in a car because you're in a car or a truck or whatever. You know what I mean? You got some shelter, you got lots of things. But when you're with your bike, you can't walk away from it because somebody else will walk away with it.
Right.
Right. While you're walking away from it, somebody's walking away with it.
Yeah.
Not so much with a car or a truck.
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
So it's a feeling of loneliness. Like, people drive by you because you're a biker. Like, not everybody will stop. Now there's good guys out there that do stop.
Yep.
You know, but not everybody will stop to
Oh,
see
no.
a vehicle.
Well, this day and age.
We have another fella, I think, too. Ken, is it Ken McLaughlin?
Ken McDonald.
McDonald out. He's out by Sarnia, I think.
Okay.
Like, I can't remember offhand. And,
but he's in the group. So.
Right, he's in the group, and he's got like an acre or so of land, and he said anybody ever needs someplace to sleep, feel free to pitch a tent for the night. It's all free for you. He'll even give you a coffee in the morning and look after you, and no problem there. So, I mean, there's another good thing. Now, I'm sorry, Ken, because I can't remember exactly where you live or anything, but we're kind of doing this thing on the fly.
Yeah, we're doing this on the fly. We don't have any notes.
No.
So, not yet.
Because neither one of us can read.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So, I don't know, but did you want to touch on something else, or?
Go ahead.
It's pretty hard to shut you up, man. So
well, that's why
must be something else.
You have the floor.
Yeah, but I'm done.
Oh.
I can't think of offhand. See, now you're power thinking, like you're trying to think of something, and you can't. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, just to talk. You know, we'll talk about stay on the friendship thing, and how about some other friends that you've met in the group? You want to talk about anything?
Who have I met? Have I met anybody?
Well, we do kind of. You know what? We keep you sheltered because we don't want people to know who you are. Plus, you'll get them lost.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, they're right back to that.
Right back to that again.
Yeah. It's funny how that just keeps going around and around. Something like when I get lost, it's just around and around. No, Mark Colston, he's a great guy. He lives out in somewhere. You got Bill.
Mark Colson's out in Barrie, and you always know that you can get a contact with him. Yeah. He'll help you out. Here's the thing. You can if you're stuck on the side of the road, you can go into Facebook on your phone. Hopefully, I'm sure nowadays most people can do that. And if you go into Facebook and click pretty much anybody at all, they will make sure if they're busy or working or whatever at their job, they can't come out. They'll make sure they get in contact with somebody that can.
Right.
Now, if anyone's stranded around Bowmanville, we're always here too. So just give us we're always checking our phones. Give us a click on one of our phones, and we'll make sure we get out and make sure that everything works out good for you.
That's right. Yeah.
You're not stuck. So no, so it's been a good venture that way, and we want to continue the camaraderie. Excuse me, and just it's amazing the people that you meet. It really is.
Well, it's because of all you guys that makes this work. It's not just a one-man or a two-man or a 4-man, 10-man thing.
Right.
We all participate. We're all sharing. We're all, we couldn't have.
We would not have this
people
group
better than what we have.
Absolutely.
I mean, we have a lot of fun. There's a lot of joking, a lot of slamming. Everybody takes it in stride, takes it in humor, and I mean, I have a lot of fun. I go on that site daily, all day. You know what I mean? I'm always on to see what's going on.
Me too.
And somebody's always posting something in there.
There's always a good rivalry with the Hondas and the Harleys so far.
Yeah, yeah.
And don't anybody take that serious. When you see a post jabbing a Honda because it's a Harley guy or vice versa, just take it with a grain of salt, because it's all fun and joking around. You'll notice that we do that a lot in there.
We know each other all pretty well, like the ones that are doing the jabbing, so we know that like if I said something about a Honda or a VTX, Dave Clayton knows that I'm referring to him. I don't have to say his name. And he's the same way. He'll post something because he knows when I read that, I'm going to go, oh, that son of a bitch.
Yeah,
I owe him.
All in fun. All in fun.
And it's all just in fun.
So don't take any of that stuff seriously, that's for sure. We don't care what you ride. It is called Harley-Davidson Riders of Canada and Friends, which simply means anybody can join the group and anybody can ride in it.
And I mean, the reason why it was called Harley-Davidson Riders of Canada was because the two guys that actually started the whole deal bought Harley-Davidsons.
Well, what else would you buy? Like I said, I'm not necessarily obsessed by Harley, but I did paint my bar fridge orange and black. And a few shelves in the house, and a few other things, and the wife came home and asked me when I'm going to stop painting stuff in the house black and orange. So,
yeah, and you got the pole too. Don't forget the pole. I was over there the other day.
Yeah.
Excellent job, man.
Good job on the pole.
I don't know how you are with the 3-color thing, but 2 colors you got that locked.
Hey, not bad for a guy that doesn't know how to paint. So there's always going to be a little bit of joking around as far as the rivalry goes with the VTXs and the Harleys in our group. That's a for sure thing, and it's a lot of fun to do that. Also, if you listen to Lou's radio show, Lou DeBono has a radio show every Monday night called Kickstands Up on Reality Radio 101. It comes on at 8 p.m. every Monday night. We were just on last Monday night. We had a wonderful time. We really appreciate the fact that we can go on there, and Lou's a great guy. He's got a great show, and he's a great guy for letting us, you know, express how we feel about our group on there as well. Yeah. This Monday night, the VTX boys, Hooch, Hawkeye, and Razzie. I like to call Dave Clayton Razzie now, like paparazzi, because he is always taking lots of pictures. Right. He's actually a great photographer. But anyway, that's besides the point. He's going to be on there. There are 3 of them are going to be on there this Monday night at 8 o'clock, so make sure you listen. Right. Yeah, and it's a great show.
It is. I had a good time. It was like short notice. I got everything all cleaned up and ready to go, got myself all ready to go, showed up, and didn't know what to expect. I was kind of a little nervous sitting in there. But,
I thought you did a great job.
Knowing everybody that's in there,
helped.
It went smooth. It was fun, and I'm normally pretty quick with a one-liner, and kind of got set up into the VTX thing, but I took it all in stride.
Oh yeah. So it's always a lot of fun to go on the show. He's got lots of listeners, and the show is only going to keep growing.
Right.
But on that note, we hope you enjoyed. Now we're gonna say goodbye. We hope you enjoyed what you're watching. We want to continue to do it. Like I said earlier, we'll have guests in here, and they can talk about their charity rides or what, you know, how they got introduced to HD-ROC, and come in and enjoy a little bit of laughter with us. Mm-hmm. So that'll be fun. You have any closing notes? You want to say anything before we go, or?
I don't know if I said it before, but like this is a first run at doing this. Did we talk about that already?
I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter.
And we're definitely going to do it again. This won't be the last one. We just don't know if it's going to be a monthly deal or a weekly deal.
Right. We'll take it on the road.
Right, and take it on the road.
We'll
Did we talk about that?
I think so.
I can't remember if we talked about it just because we were talking about it.
I have no idea.
But we'll take it on here talking about
we'll take it on the road and do some stuff at Hoggins and whatnot, and we hope you guys will watch. So, on that note, to all our HD-ROC friends out there, may you always find happiness on your travels and safe journeys, guys. Talk to you soon.
I can't remember what I said I was going to say.
We're still get her done?
Yeah.
Go ahead, say it anyway. Oh well.
Have fun and get her done.
There you go. Hey.
See what I mean?
Hey.
Good job.
Good job, buddy. Lots of fun.
Right on.